Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm recording this video because I want as many eyes as possible on this information. I will answer for you the question, why is reading so difficult? I will give you the exact answer. If you want to know the actual science behind reading and everything that's involved with that, please watch my entire video. I haven't edited it yet, but it's going to be probably between an hour and a half and 2 hours long. So if you want to know everything, you'll be able to teach a workshop on reading. You'll know more after watching that video than most quote unquote reading experts know, because most reading experts don't focus on the holistic aspect of why reading is so difficult. So please watch that video. I recorded a summary video for those who don't want to watch the 2 hour long actual video. That summary video alone goes 30 minutes long. So you can see how much there really is involved with the science behind reading. But for those who I want everybody to see this stuff and get this information. So for those who just want the answer to why is reading so difficult, that's what this video is for. I'm going to give you the exact answer right now. So let's look at the reality of reading as an adult. And then I'll answer the question, why reading is so difficult. First, 1 in 5 adults are illiterate. Only 12% of adults are proficient readers. Only 31% of college graduates read at a proficient level. 54% of all adults read at a 6th grade level or below. So if you look at those numbers, there's got to be a reason for it. And there is an exact specific reason for it. Here is the question to why reading is so difficult. Humans are not born with the ability to read, nor are we born with the neural circuitry to read. Meaning, there is no part of our brain that is created to give us the ability to read at all. And so it's not like I use this example, it's not like when a baby's born, they can't really see yet because their eyes don't open. It's not that. It's the fact that when a baby is born, there is no part of the brain at all that is there, that's established for a person to be able to read. Neuroscientists will say the fact that we read alone, the fact that we can learn to read is a miracle. So let me explain this. So we're born, unless there's a developmental issue, we're born with a well-established system for language, for being able to speak, to understand languages, and so on. We're born with a very well-established network for vision. What happens is the language network and the vision network has to work together to create a network to be able to read. Essentially, they recycle pre-existing circuits to link between the visual pathway and the language pathway. Essentially, the language network and the vision network have a baby. And it's not like we've evolved as humans to do this stuff. This has to happen every single time. Every child that's born has to create their own individual reading network based on a lot of determining factors. So ultimately, when the language network and the vision network create this other network through repurposing and recycling circuits, a visual word form area, or what they call the brain's letterbox, is created. And so what happens is our visual network, right, sees letters and connects those individual letters to sounds from our language network. Then our brain has to recognize those letters and connect them as sounds and combine them into words and create written words, and then connect to the system's coding for speech sounds and to create meaning of those. So essentially, vision network, language network work together to create this entirely new network for reading. And so what happens, here's our reality. As teachers, you have 36 individual students sitting in your class, all with each having their own individual reading network created at multiple different levels. Because remember, this is brand new for every child. And the much longer video will talk about the neuroscience behind it, but also the emotional and environmental aspect for successful reading. A lot of it starts with how well the parents have built up this reading network, or how much curiosity the student has individually. So when you as a teacher stand there in front of your 36 students, the reality is each one of those students has their own level of reading network established. Hopefully some has been established. If your elementary school teacher, maybe very little or none's been established, so now you have to take on the entire role of establishing or building that reading network. So a reality is, if a parent says, hey, my son or my daughter isn't reading very well, what's the issue? A real and true answer could be, well, your son or daughter isn't reading well because his or her reading network isn't established very well yet, hasn't been developed well yet. And that is a very real and valid reason. So, and this has been going on forever, so this isn't a new thing. Please watch the much longer video. Even the summary video will give you the answers but not explain everything. It'll talk about reading levels and how they're created and who actually creates the reading levels. It'll talk about the history of our reading scores and how consistent the challenges of reading is, because it's all based on the fact that our brain is not born with any ability to read at all and has to be created individually every single time, based on a lot of determining factors. So please watch that video. If all you want to know is why is reading so difficult, now you have the answer specifically. Thank you so much.